All right, are you guys ready?
Oh, no.
This is where this is where
I'm ready.
Okay. Let me give it the proper setup here.
Come on.
Let me give it the proper setup here. Boy, do people love to talk at the Combine. And this is the chattiest of the cathiest groups of people because they're all there. They're all there, scouts and assistants and this and that. And you see them in a bar, you see them in a restaurant, you see them on the street, you see them in a lobby. And after hey, the conversation usually goes, hey, when'd you get here? Oh, when are you leaving? How long are you here for? People ask me how long I'm here for. I'm like, I turn the lights off here, man.
I'm here till it's over.
It's over, right. But boy, do people love to tell you what's going on, what they've heard, to see, have you heard the same thing? Can you believe what I've heard? So a lot gets poured into my ear gate.
Yes.
And normally I don't deal in rumor, but you guys want it so badly, I'm blaming it on you.
So bad.
Hey.
I placed my Medill School of Journalism degree from the esteemed Institution of Higher Learning, Northwestern University. I placed it aside, and I give you my top 5 rumors that I've heard at the Combine. Here is my latest version of it. Hit it.
High five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Rich's Top 5.
All righty then. Here we go. Number 5 on the list involves the Minnesota Vikings, who, as you know, are sitting on the clock, 11th overall. Kirk Cousins is going to be a free agent unless they get a deal done in time. We had the coach, Kevin O'Connell, in our booth this weekend, and I asked him, it's funny, he said to me the day before when I saw him, he goes, you get one Kirk Cousins question. Did I tell you this on the air?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very
You
funny.
get one Kirk Cousins question. So my question was, what are you willing to share? Where do things stand right now? And he was very honest. He said he thinks that Cousins is a process guy, and he's going to go through the process of free agency. And so before he said that, I heard this rumor that a possible salve at quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings is a native of the state, and his name is Trey Lance.
Whoa.
Trey Lance is a possible solve for the Vikings. Now, the Cowboys picked up, kept him on as the roster long enough for him to get a bonus. So they're paying the money to keep him. And they, as you know, got him for a 5. I'm just wondering if the Vikings flip him a 3, a Friday night pick. Do they go ahead and do that?
Whoa.
That Trey Lance, as we all know, you also have to pick up a 5th-year option. I'm just saying.
Wow.
That a possibility out there, kids from the state, as we all know, and that might be an answer. And see what he's got. And go to work and say, how does Justin Jefferson sound to you? Because they're going to give him the bag. That's for sure. So that's number 5 on my top 5 rumors that I heard at the Combine. Number 4 involves the quarterback depth chart in the draft. And I'll just flat out tell you, Jaden Daniels is QB2 in this draft.
Ooh.
That's it. And the reasoning I keep hearing about it is him versus Drake May. And I know we're going to hear Orlovsky come up later, and I think he thinks he's QB1. There's a few people who think he's QB1.
Slow down.
I hear you. But the reason why he's above Drake May and the reason why you're hearing him as QB1 is every defensive coordinator that you or defensive coach that you come across at the Combine says this is the nightmare fuel when you're trying to stop a quarterback. And all you would hear from defensive coaches in the SEC that took this kid on, worst nightmare for them, prepping and playing all year. And so you'll hear Drake May this and what he can do that. I've been told that's a bunch of cheese you shouldn't take. That's QB2. That may be your Washington Commanders
Great.
kid.
I'll take Drake May.
Okay.
All day.
Number 3. This one's for you, Chris Brockman. I heard this because you have been somewhat like me. You're a little bit more verbal than me, stridently, when it comes to Daniel Jones. And you have heard Joe Shane and the coach sit there multiple times saying they have full confidence in Daniel Jones to be the starting quarterback. There was a viral video, I believe, of Joe Shane being on a live radio or podcast for the Giants. And a fan calling in basically saying, what do you see in this guy? And he had to sit there and go through it, and he was a total pro about it, and he told him what he sees in the guy.
Okay.
Number 3 of my top 5 rumors I heard at the Combine is the Giants are absolutely done with Daniel Jones.
Wow.
Done.
Wow. Absolutely done.
Done. Might have to play him this year, but that ain't it. And they feel that ain't it. The words I heard at the Combine multiple times, 2 words were buyer's remorse.
Oh, yeah.
But they have to say what they say publicly. Now, I may be way off, and this may be patently unfair. But guess what? I've got an equal opportunity rumor from the NFC East, number 2 on this list, and I would like you to remove the music just for this.
Oh, man, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Okay. TJ Jefferson,
Come on.
we have been talking for weeks since Jerry Jones said at the Senior Bowl that they're going to go all in this year in the Metroplex. And everybody's wondering, what's the definition of all in? In case you're somewhat forgetful or you hadn't heard the soundbite, I have it, and here it is. Replay it.
I would anticipate, with looking ahead at our key contracts that we'd like to address, we'll be all in. I would anticipate we'll be all in at the end of this year.
Is that doing something differently than you have in the past in that respect?
Well, it will be, it will be going all in on different people than you've done in the past.
Okay.
We'll be going all in. We've seen some things out of some of the players that we want to be all in on. And yes, I would say that you will see us this coming year not building for the future. Is the best way I don't say it.
So we heard that, and I said, okay, I hear you, Jerry. This is great, because Derrick Henry's sitting out there, and I thought that's what he means by going all in on certain players that you wouldn't normally think the Cowboys would go all in on, because they haven't done that, right? Let's go out and add this star free agent and that star free agent. You want DeAndre Hopkins, you want D-Hop there in the worst way. You start paying for those guys despite the fact that they're, getting longer in the tooth. That's what I thought he meant by all in, right? That's what we were talking about. But to do that, you have to redo Dak's contract to get the cap room in order to add such players like that. Because Dak is $59.45 million on the cap at present because of the contract that they have done with him, with no opportunity to franchise tag him next year or trade him. Last year of his contract, you can't franchise tag him next year. You can't trade him. So he's yours. The whole concept is they're going to have to redo his contract in order to go all in. Mm-hmm. The rumor I heard from multiple people at the Combine is his definition of all in is to make Dak play out his walk year and not extend him at all and just eat the cap hit.
Wow.
And the free agents that they might go get aren't the big name guys that you think, because they won't be able to afford him. And then I heard this rumor early on in the Combine, and then Ian Rappaport, who's on in hour number 3, says Tyron Smith is going to be let go. This is what he means by all in. He means, hey, Dak, you haven't won a playoff game except, a couple around here. Last year was so dreadful. I'm going to make you play it out. And I'll eat the 59, near 60 million bucks. And if you do what I hope you do, hold me over a barrel, because you think he's going to take less than 59 million bucks to stay put. I was just gobsmacked when I heard that. Now, listen to the soundbite again and tell me if you think this rumor is somewhat spot on. And this is how he's referring to it back at the Senior Bowl. Hit it.
I would anticipate, with looking ahead at our key contracts that we'd like to address, we'll be all in. I would anticipate we'll be all in at the end of this year.
Is that doing something different than you have in the past in that respect?
Well, it will be,
Or
and it will be going all in on different people than you've done in the past.
Okay.
We'll be going all in. We've seen some things out of some of the players that we want to be all in on. And yes, I would say that you will see us this coming year not building for the future. Is the best way I don't say it.
And I thought not building for the future meant let's get Derrick Henry in for 1 year and let's get this guy in for 1 year and that guy in for 1 year and build some huge team. No, that's not the way I'm hearing it. And he said this week to the beat reporters that it's entirely possible he's going to let Dak play it out. He said it this week. What we do there or don't do, I couldn't say it this time, but the main thing is he's going to be our quarterback. Now, there's time, right, between now and the new league year to extend him and not do what I'm hearing. You know, there's time, but there's also the concept that the Cowboys are putting it out there for enough people to start telling it in my ear to essentially say this is a negotiating posturing position. That's what I'm hearing.
Wow.
How about them apples? Because, again, if Dak does what you're hoping he does, as he said, we've seen some things out of players here. What are the things? Not winning playoff games is what I think he's referring to, and that makes sense when Jimmy Johnson said after the Cowboys went out and stuck with Mike McCarthy. Remember he said on a local radio station that Jerry called him up?
Yeah.
Because he needed to make decisions on, he mentioned 3 people. Dan Quinn, Mike McCarthy, and Dak. I think this is the answer. This is what he means by going all in. And I'll tell you what, if it works out for Dak, the only haircut he's going to be taking in Dallas is the one that's going viral right now. That one. We have on the screen. How about them apples?
Wow.
Hit it, Mike. Let's finish up this top 5 rumors I've heard at the Combine. Number 1, straight up, the Bears have one intention and one intention only, and that's to draft Caleb Williams, trade Justin Fields. Can't get it out of them directly. But that's the general sense around the entire Combine. And I know this might be somewhat of a anticlimactic ending after I put the Cowboys there at number 2. But this thing's done. That's what I'm hearing. It's only a matter of time. Interestingly enough, Breer's reporting that the Bears wanted Caleb in Chicago tomorrow, Tuesday, and he opted for a date after his pro day later this month. So they might have to trade Justin Fields before they even get Caleb in the building.
Wow.
I mean, it's dicey, but Caleb crushed it, even though he didn't work out of the Combine. And I think, this is what I'm hearing, this thing's toast. Don't take any other cheese. It's Caleb in Chicago and Justin Fields somewhere else. That's my top 5 rumors that I heard at the NFL Scouting Combine. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.